Hello! This is not working.
Hello.
Why is it not switching? There we go.
Bro.
There we go. Hi everyone, it's me, Yasnami, and I have...
Why do you have
Cat.
99 plus reviewed queue requests here?
Huh?
Hold on, wait, I want to see this.
Oh, I know.
Your rewards queue is still 667.
God, I have to actually turn you down.
Jesus, Eric.
I can tell you exactly why, because most of my all of my redeems are automated, and I should actually put them into the skip reward queue thing. But I just didn't.
That's funny.
But all of my redeems are automated, so it's no big deal. Like, I never look at the queue ever.
That's really funny.
Because I have an activity feed in my OBS. So if somebody redeems Hydrate, etc., I either see it in chat or I see it in the activity feed. So I don't need to have the rewards queue open, and every other reward is just, you know, automated, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I have it like that too. I think all my redeems are also automated. I just check it every day, so
Yeah.
I guess it didn't. Yeah, I just think it's so funny.
Thea, I can actually prove to you that I am not a cat, and that is because I'm actually the Easter Bunny.
Oh.
God damn it, you redeemed it. Oh my god.
Don't think you can prove yourself an Easter Bunny now.
I'm a little kitty snack. Yeah. I have a tail and I have ears. Yeah.
Do those ears swap automatically?
This is just a toggle I set up in YouTube Studio. I can actually set up both at the same time. Those are just props that I set up as macros. I'm actually the Easter Bunny.
Try this. Boom.
I mean, there is only... Okay. There is only one toggle that you really need.
Oh yeah, what's that?
One. Oh, this eye, Corex. I have perfect food takes. Like, oh, mushroom vet.
Oh no. I have great taste in tea. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yes, so this is me, Corex. I only drink... What's the tea he always drinks? Twinings and... Yorkshire! Because I like the taste of dust.
I like that taste. Oh my god.
Biscuits actually today to my tea. Did you make yourself some tea?
I do have some tea. I don't have biscuits, but I do have cream-filled croissants.
I have like toffee biscuits with chocolate covering. I don't know how good they are. I bought them for the first time.
That's cool. It'd be a first-time experience.
I think they were like a special at one of the stores.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute because otherwise you're gonna hear all the rapper noise.
That's okay, I forgive you. Let me see.
So, I never actually read this because I just call it custard, but these are croissants filled with crème pâtissière.
Vanilla custard.
But I love these. These are like so yummy.
Us meeting up will just be two idiots eating snacks.
Yeah. This is a true tea time ASMR.
So what tea did you make?
I just made some Thai black tea.
Oh, that sounds good. I have some green tea with apple and elderflower.
Ooh, yummy.
The elderflower is very subtle, but it's still so good. Perfect for such a rainy day. Because Germany has gone full British today.
I had to look outside for a second, and then I realized my curtain's not open for me to see if it's raining or not.
Phantom just
What
sitting in her
great.
dark cave, never coming out. She's just like, nah,
I mean,
I am the cave
true.
monster.
I have my curtains closed most of the day because by the time I wake up, the day is already gone. So there's no point in me opening my curtains.
When do you wake up in the morning?
At the earliest, I wake up at 12 p.m. if I'm lucky that we sleep early. At the latest, 5 p.m.
Who is we?
Me and Fox.
So your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to tell you this, but it's very important to get enough sleep, so maybe less cuddling and more sleeping?
No, we do get enough sleep. When I wake up at 12, it's because I slept at 4.
Yeah.
If I wake up any later than that, it's because we slept later, but I get ample amounts of sleep. I'm just chronically tired thanks to depression.
Way younger than me, right?
I believe so.
You're still in your 20s, like early 20s if I recall correctly.
I'm in my mid-20s this year.
So this is something, mid-20s is something nobody would say that is like above 28. But yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
So you are still in that phase of your life where you can actually like do that and then actually get up in the morning. I have to like go to sleep at 12 or at 1 latest. Because if I stay up any longer than 1, I sleep until 3 p.m. and I feel like shit for the entire next week. I try to generally get up before 10 a.m. Most of the times I'm awake at like 8 or 7. Just so I can like have some semblance of a normal life. By the way, can you move your model in VTube Studio a bit so you're in front of me because my tail keeps slapping your tit?
Oh my god, stop smacking me with your tail. You're stacking my tits.
Something, you're into it, stop complaining.
Wow, she really brought the you're into it card.
You know what I really need? I need a shrug toggle for my model. Let's be real, because I just shrugged in real life before I realized no one could see it.
No one can see. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like doing some motion with my hand. No one can see what the fuck I'm doing. No, like because I'm doing my face tracking on webcam. I can't wink. So when I wink, I'm blinking the eye that needs to be tracked, right? So it just looks like I'm blinking.
I turned it off. I linked my eyes, so I can blink, but because of my glasses, it's always causing issues. So I actually turn it into I link the eyes. Looks a bit less what's the word? Natural? But it looks way better than one eye constantly fluttering because the glasses are in the way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even without glasses though, if you're on webcam, the eyes just flutter. I don't think it really matters. Because it's like recording 2 different eyes is just registering 2 different things. So it's just easier to register one eye if you're not using an iPhone.
What if I take the eyes out of the equation?
Then you just have a face with a mouth.
It is me, Cop Errors.
Where's your hat, Cop Errors?
My hat? I actually had a cop hat. I think I deleted it by mistake.
Oh no!
Let me see. I have a ton of dumbass props I never use. Like the harmonica prop. Because I was planning a horror stream where I put a harmonica into my mouth.
Oh my god.
So I wanted to make an entire stream like this, but never actually did it because I fucking hate horror games.
I think that should be a donation goal.
Yeah, donate 500 bucks and I'm gonna fucking piss myself on stream.
Yeah, donate money so that Eris will play horror spoopy games. Also, happy Pride Month, Eris. This is your month, right?
I'm gonna say something very unpopular here.
Oh, go for it.
I am not the biggest fan of Pride. Pride Month has become a very, very commercialized thing, and I'm not a fan of that, and I don't enjoy performative allyship. There is people that are actively dying every fucking year because of legislation and shit. And I'm quite sick of companies coming up to us and being like, yo, we totally love you up until the end of the month, and then we're gonna sponsor legislation that actually bans you being alive. So Pride just frustrates me. I'm also not in the age anymore where I want to go out and party and enjoy a Pride march and all of that, because I'm just too old and too tired and too alienated from the LGBT community, because there is so many transphobic lesbians and gay men that I just like don't even want to interact with the LGBT community anymore. Being trans is like such a small part of who I am as a person. Like, I am Eris who happens to be trans. I'm not the trans girl, you know?
Yeah. But that's crazy, because trans people are literally in the title LGBT, because the T stands for trans, no?
And trans people started Pride. And Stonewall was a fucking riot, but who cares about that nowadays? Like, Stonewall, which the Christopher Street Days, or later renamed to Pride Marches, are actually based on, was a fucking riot. It was us versus the police, and nowadays they let the police run in their own block in Pride Marches. It's just, ugh. As I said, I'm not a fan of Pride.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I just thought I'd say that because you're like the only other person I know that is LGBT at the moment that I'm in contact with. So,
I mean, coffee?
Oh yeah, you're right.
See?
Te?
Yeah, see our other teammate. Honey is bi.
So everybody in the patisserie.
No, Corex
except for
is the quota straighty.
Oh, so me and Corex are just the
You were about to say normal. Screw you.
I was gonna say normies would have been worse than normal. It would have been an insult to us.
I was under the impression that you were also like bi, but hey, guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a little
LGBT community.
I just thought that was kind of ironic, but it's good that people got that impression of me, because that's what I'm trying to shell out to people online, because online I love everybody. I don't care what your gender is, what your background is. You're here to consume my content, so I will love you regardless of who you are or what you are. But in real life, I'm straight as a board.
Oh no, that's disappointing.
I'm straight, but I'm supportive though. And I'm very touchy, so that even in real life it's a little confusing.
What a waste. You know, every time I see a cute girl with a guy, I'm just standing there and I'm just thinking to myself, oh, what a waste.
What the fuck?
Like, you could be having fun with a cute girl right now, but no, you choose to be straight.
To be fair, I was bi-curious at one point.
I mean, if you're not into women, you're just not into women. That's just how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate how a woman looks. I can appreciate that she's attractive. I can appreciate that she's cute. I'm just not attracted to women in that way.
I think people make way too big of a fuss about finding people, or like seeing people and saying, hey, that's an attractive person. And people are like so many men can't even admit to their friends, like, hey, you look really good today, and everybody instantly goes like, you're gay. It's like, what the fuck?
I think this was a conversation I had in a collab with some of my friends on content warning where I was talking about how I was bi-curious at one point, and he asked me how I figured out I wasn't, and that was my reasoning. But I, like you said, it is really weird that that guys and even girls are very defensive when people ask them like, "Oh, do you like the same sex, or do you think that girl or guy is cute?" Like if, for example, my boyfriend said a girl looked cute, I'd look at the picture and be like, yeah, she's cute. He's not saying, oh, I'm gonna go fuck her. And it's the same with, like, if he said it to a man, I'd look at it, oh, yeah, sure, he's cute. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go fuck him. I just think, oh, yeah, he's attractive. But that's, again...
It really is such a thing.
Just gonna fuck him.
So many people are just so worried about appearing gay that they refuse to acknowledge people looking good. Like, I'm the type of person, when I stand next to you at the bus stop and I notice that you have, like, a cool beard, and I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Like, just earlier I was at the doner store, and I got myself some doner, and there was this guy standing next to me who had, like, a really cool fucking beard, and I was like, hey, I like your beard. Because, like, I had my headphones out anyways because I was ordering, so I took the opportunity to tell him. I don't know, everybody was, like, shocked. Oh, no. How can you give a compliment to a man? Oh, no, he's gonna melt.
Oh, no.
Kryptonite.
Oh no, a girl said that I'm cute. Oh no, I'm melting. Oh no, I'm gonna disappear all over the floor. Oh no.
I said he has a nice beard. It doesn't mean that he's cute. He wasn't that handsome, but his beard was really cool.
Yeah, but you know, some people will misinterpret that and be like, "Oh my god, they think I'm attractive." Just because we compliment like one aspect of you.
But yeah, as I said, I'm just not the biggest fan of the whole pride situation because I hate being reduced to my sexuality and my transgender status. Because it's just such a minor part of who I am as a person. As I always said, you can hate me for being a fucking cunt, but don't hate me for being trans. Like, I don't need to be trans to be a nuisance to you.
Yeah.
And
because we can be a nuisance outside of our identities.
I'm an asshole aside from being LGBT.
Camera.
Like I'm an asshole.
Camera.
I'm always an asshole. Even if I wasn't trans, I would still be an asshole. It's okay. Women will never understand how rarely men get compliments. You fucking cunt. It's almost as if I lived as a man for almost 20 years of my life, huh?
I can totally see that. I wouldn't say this is really like an all women, all men kind of situation. Like, not saying that it doesn't happen, obviously, but there are some women out there who will just compliment men. I just don't say it because most women do think men are scary. I would say that right now. Men are scary. Oh my God, it's scary to approach a man and be like, "Hey, you're really good looking," or "Hey, I really like your shoes," or "Your what happened to me?"
I misclicked something. Don't worry, I fixed it.
Okay. the what was I saying?
I forgot as well. I'm not listening to you.
Oh shit, what was I trying to thought? I forgot because I saw myself get zoomed out.
I'm gonna be real, my brain also completely blanked at that moment. I was like, I fucked it up.
Women scary. Oh yeah. It's hard to approach a guy and say you have a nice jacket or you look nice today. As compared to men saying that to women on a daily basis. Because you don't know if they're gonna take that and go 1,000 miles with it, or if they're just gonna say thank you and go about their day.
But Mares, are you gay? That is a big question. See, the problem with complimenting guys is always, yes, not all men are fucking assholes, but you never know who are you talking to, right? Like, is this person gonna take this as an open invitation to try and get into my pants? Or is this guy going to have a fucking angry outburst at it? Like, you never know with men, and the problem is it only takes one angry man to kill a lot of women. And that is always the issue, is why women are very careful with handing out compliments. It's not that men don't deserve compliments, it's just that women are fucking scared of men. For a reason.
Yeah.
I'll take the bear.
You'll take the big. Oh my god. You take the bear. I also did say I would take the bear, personally, based on personal experience.
Any
to be fair.
woman who doesn't take the bear has a death wish. Because the thing is, with a bear, you know what you're getting. And most bears will just leave you the fuck alone. But with men, you don't know what you're getting, because men are so... Not aggressive, but like, there is just a high chance that you have one of those men. You know? Unless it's a polar bear, then you're super dead. Look, if it's between a polar bear and me, I'm just gonna fucking stand still and try to punch him on the nose repeatedly. Because I'm not outrunning that boy.
So I was just having this conversation with my boyfriend earlier yesterday. But when you think about the core stuff between the two options, the worst thing the bear's gonna do to you is kill you. At best, it will leave you the fuck alone. But that is it. There's just the two options.
The
but
bear is
with
not
men,
gonna sexually assault you.
with men, there are a few more options. Yes, the statistics say it's low, depending on where you are, obviously. But let's say for this conversation's sake, we're talking about the U.S., which is where most of this man versus bear started in the first place. The statistics say that it's a 1 in 5 chance of a woman experiencing assault by a man.
Actually, it's
That
1 in
chance
3.
is low.
As I looked this up, worldwide, 1 in 3 women experiences not just assault, but sexual assault. 70% of all women will experience physical violence from men in their life. Looking on the world. And people are confused why women choose the fucking bear.
I mean, I think it's the fact that we choose the bear that... Excuse me, sorry. I think it's the fact that we choose the bear that it shows how messed up everything is. Because you would think that if we choose the man, that means we feel safe enough to be able to say, I choose the man. However, we don't. Therefore, we choose the wild animal who's not even of the same species. I actually said this in a question I had a while ago. Someone asked me, if I had something to tell the world, what would it be? Let me just go find that really quick. I don't think that question was asked that long ago.
I have an easy answer for that one.
Oh, here we go.
Please wash your asses.
So they asked me 3 days ago, what's something you would say to the whole world? And I said, animals can get along, species to species. And yet we humans, as one species, can't seem to get along.
Well, that's because people have different expectations and wishes in life that sometimes collide.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The difference between us and animals is that we have thought, right? Animals, they may have thought, but they are driven by instinct, or they are driven... Yeah, at the end of the day, they're driven by instincts, because they're either driven by food, or they're driven by the herd, or they're driven by the magnetic field. However, we work very differently as humans. Therefore, we don't quite think like animals. However, we talk about having peace. We're talking about like, animal rights, women rights, LGBT rights, all that stuff. Race wars, stuff like that.
Hmm.
We, at the end of the day, we can't seem to get along as humans when it doesn't matter what gender we are, it doesn't matter what skin color we are. At the end of the day, we're all the same species underneath all of that.
I think the main problem with that is that for peace to exist and for people to get along, you need to find a compromise. The problem is that many people are not willing to compromise because they think they are entirely in the right. Looking at you, Russia, who think that they own the Ukraine, and their idea of a compromise is we get half of Ukraine, and Ukraine's idea of a compromise is leave us the fuck alone. There's obviously a right side here, but it's just one extreme example. Like, you're not gonna broker peace that easily when there is one side that is clearly and entirely convinced of them being in the right and refuses every idea that they could ever be wrong. Same applies in Israel. There is a compromise to be made between Israel and Palestine. There is a compromise to be made between Christian religion and LGBT people existing. The compromise being the laws apply to everyone, and Christians can have their own religious ideas that they adhere to. But no, they think they're super right, and they have to apply their religious ideas to everyone, and everyone has to follow their ideas, even if they're not Christians. The idea of a compromise is just something that many people just cannot fathom anymore, because they think they're so in the right. They have to constantly be on top and press their will onto everybody else. And that's why
Is that why divorce rates are high?
I think divorce rates are mostly high because people have realized that a marriage doesn't have to be forever. It's also like there's less dependency. Like back in the good old days, you know, only the man was working, so you were financially dependent on your man. Meaning, even if he smacks you up like a bitch, you're not gonna leave as easily because he is the sole breadwinner, and you have no money. What are you gonna do with that money? And who's gonna give you a job when being employed needs your husband's permission? Yeah, that used to be a thing.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot that goes into marriage and a relationship in general. DA and just being in a toxic environment is definitely something you want to get away from.
No, I'm just saying.
But it's like
that not being the case anymore makes it way easier to divorce nowadays.
Yeah, but my problem with it is that the divorce rates are so high when I'm hearing some of these stories where these people are divorcing for very menial things or a very small argument that could have been solved with a conversation. Because a relationship's a two-way streak, and if you're just doing this and arguing and then leaving, did you really want that relationship in the first place, or were you just there for the ride and then leaving once it gets bad?
I've seen quite a few divorces. My mother is a fucking record holder at divorces. So I have a different perspective on that. I think the only thing that is needed for a divorce is for you to not want to be in that relationship anymore. Because yeah, it looks to the outside as if it's only one argument, but what people don't tell you about is the death by 1,000 cuts that followed beforehand, right? Like, it's like, oh, we argued and we can't reconcile. That sounds like a dumb thing to divorce over. But they don't tell you, okay, but we've argued like 1,000,000 times in the last 5 years and we're just done with each other. There's no romance, the bedroom is dead, and we're just not getting anything positive out of this relationship. At which point do you try to make it work, and at which point do you just say it's better for both of us if we just amicably split?
Okay, so in long-term relationships like these, I could totally understand if there was a lot of things happening behind the scenes. What I'm thinking of are the relationships of today where they're really early and they decide to get married within like 2 months of knowing each other or a year of knowing each other, when in essence you don't know each other, and then once you get married you're like, oh my god, I didn't know you the way I thought I knew you. Let's get a divorce. Or, oh my god, you're not the person I fell in love with. We're arguing all the time now.
Yeah, but
Let's
let's
get
be
a divorce.
real. If you're getting married after like 2 months, you're the problem.
Yeah, but the reason why I think divorce rates are so high is, well, one, they're not willing to wait. They want to rush everything, which doesn't make sense because yeah, sure, it does take time to build a relationship, but if that building block isn't there, then how are you gonna get a meaningful relationship, right?
A lot of young adults make the mistake of marrying at like 18, 22, and you still can change a lot at that time. Yeah. I thought I was
people
done
grow and
changing
change.
when I was 22. Then I thought I was done changing when I was 27. Now I think I am done changing and I'm above 27, way above. So let me just tell you, you're not done changing. You're probably never done changing.
We're never done changing. Day by day, we are completely different people. From one year to the next, because I think if I remember correctly, biology states that your cells die and renew all the time. Yeah, so you're never the same person the next day, in theory. Sure, you're the same person in thought and the same person in the way you walk, but you're essentially not the same person you were yesterday.
What is it? So the actual, like, it's not quite as easy, but generally what they say is after 7 years, every cell in your body has been replaced with a new one. Roughly.
I don't know if it's 7 years.
So now I just want to bring in the ship of Theseus theorem, where I don't know if anybody knows this theorem. You should. The ship of Theseus asked a simple question: if I take a ship and I replace it piece by piece, so I take one board off, put a new board in, take the next board off, put a new board in, and I do that for the entire ship, is it still the same ship at the end? So here I ask you, are you still the same human?
I think it's really
Theseus and humans.
I think this kind of thing is really a either or kind of question, because you either think that you're the same person or you think you're a completely different person. Both are the correct answer, but neither is wrong. So any discussion out of that doesn't make you wrong, because it is a very opinionated question whether you're a new person or you aren't. But at the end of the day, you're not the same. You're the same in a sense, but you're not the same.
I think at the end of the day, in my opinion, humans aren't made for long-term relationships like that. And I think marriage only works out for like that 33 percentile that it actually works out for. How do I write this? It only works out in the low percentage because that is the amount of people that actually manage to make it work long time. But for the vast majority of people, it's just way better to assume that you are going to eventually go your separate ways, and that it's okay when you do it. And starting from that standpoint, in my opinion, gives you way less stress and way less pressure than getting married and being forced to somehow make it work. Because this pressure only breeds resentment. I think your relationship is way more likely to succeed if you don't have the looming threat of, if we don't make this work, we're failures. You know?
I guess this is just my mindset. But I feel like if I had a thought where I said to myself, I am scared of the possibility that we might not be together, then I'd rather not get married at all, personally speaking. Because if we get married, we're tying the knot. We've made vows, we made promises, and I'm not one to break a promise. So if I think in any way that I would break that promise, i.e., death do us part, then I would rather not get married. I would rather stay with that person as we are than get married and make a promise that I know wouldn't be able to be kept.
I just
Because
think that's exactly the type of behavior, the type of standpoint that just breeds this resentment, you know? I feel like
yeah, but
coming from
that's
that
why I
standpoint, you're
wouldn't
making it
be.
so much harder for yourself to eventually keep that promise.
But that's why I wouldn't get married with this person if I didn't think we would be together for the long haul. Because I am raised in an environment where relationships have a building block, and those relationships stay for a long time. I mean, my parents have been married 30 years plus. They probably knew each other for way longer than that. My aunt just started her well, not just started, but it's still pretty new, her married life, and she has 2 kids now, plus their 5-year relationship before they got married. So I'm just under that mindset of a building block makes the relationship work. Because if you know the person, you have all those things in place, you know you definitely want to stay with that person, then yeah, get married.
I'm just saying,
if you don't do these steps,
married after 5 years is an entirely different beast than getting married after half a year.
yeah, exactly. Because these people that get married early into their relationship are missing steps. They're missing the talking. They're missing the dating. They're missing the time we spend together. They're missing the, oh, let's move in together for a time before we get married. Because when you move in with someone, that's when you start to notice things, right?
I think the main issue is that many people are not going along with the changes in society. Because let's be real here, marriage back in the day meant we are getting married and then we're building a life together. Nowadays it means we're building a life together and then we're getting married. And I think the modern approach is more healthy. Also, Prey, you're taking the wrong conclusions out of this entire situation. It's not that people will randomly declare you a killer just because you're a man. What women are saying is that men shouldn't be surprised if women choose not to surround themselves with men because so many men are problematic. Not every man, yes, we all know, not all
we have men who are friends. I mean, look at Korax.
Yeah. Like, not all men are horrible. The problem is, enough men are horrible for it to be a real problem.
Yeah.
It's not that people are generally suspecting you of being a killer or a rapist. It's just that the women have to be very careful. That's not a personal attack against you.
It's like saying a woman who's carrying pepper spray or any travel defense things is automatically saying that you're going to rape them. That's crazy. Just because we're carrying around pepper spray, that means every man around us is a rapist? No, we're just carrying it around for precaution. And that's kind of the same concept with this. I assume you're still on the man and bear thing, Prey. That's the same thing. It's precaution. I would assume that most people would know to leave the bear the fuck alone, or at least have some common sense to get away from the bear and somehow survive. At worst, they will be dead. At minimum, they will be injured, and at best, they will be left completely alone. At the end of the day, the worst that's gonna happen is the bear attacks you with its mouth. The worst a man could do is attack you with a knife, a gun, his penis, his hands. You get the point.
Yeah. I'm just saying. men need to get over themselves. Nobody is attacking you. It's the same with Gen X. When millennials say to Gen X, hey, your generation did pretty much nothing and just let the boomers do whatever they want and we're getting the bill for it, that's not an attack on one individual Gen X person. That's just people saying their experiences. And it's the same with the whole bear situation. Women aren't attacking men. They're not going out and screaming, we take the bear because we hate men. Women are talking about their experiences. And I'm fucking trans, and even I have been sexually assaulted. Like, it really is open fucking hunting season on women most of the time. And it's so easy to try and get one over on us. And I'm somewhat physically capable. I'm able to somewhat defend myself. There's a lot of women that physically cannot defend themselves against a male attacker that happens to be one of those work out and be a fucking prolo idiots. I'm just saying, people are making the whole bear situation way too personal. Like, if you're fully convinced that you're not one of the people that women have to choose the bear over, then make a fucking difference in the world. Be the safe haven. Don't hide yourself in your room, in your own self-pity, because you cannot deal with the fact that women have to be careful in this world. Did you fall out of your chair?
No.
It didn't look like
I'm just adjusting myself.
Adjusting. I have earned myself another coffee biscuit. You have to entertain them now for the next minute because my mouth's gonna be so full.
That's fine. The thing is with this question is it is propped up to women as man or bear. If it was propped up to men as women or bear, what do you think the percentage is that men would say women over the bear? Because they don't have as much of an incentive to keep away from the woman. Admittedly enough, there are obviously serial killers, rapists, and whatnot, abusers on both sides. However, it's way more prevalent with one gender than the other. That is to say that I've seen a couple of other TikToks that express this alternative. However, the worst thing that they could think of a woman doing was cheat on them, nag them, or what was it? Put their hand in their bank account. Oh, wait. I guess that's a thing too. But what witch is out in the woods nowadays? Let's be real.
Most witches actually have their own rooms nowadays and they ride on Roombas. Go with the time.
Oh my god, wait, I was literally looking at this.
If all you know is privilege, equality feels like oppression is such a good fucking saying. Anyway, I'm actually having the statistics here. 1 out of every 6 American, this is North America only, 1 out of every 6 American women has been the victim of rape. Every 68 seconds, an American woman is sexually assaulted. The majority of sexual assault victims are under 30 years old, with 15% being between the age of 12 and 17, and 54% being between the age of 18 and 34.
Jesus.
That means over 1 in 6 women will get raped in her life. Just get that in your brain. Every 6th woman out there that you meet on the street has probably been a victim of sexual violence. And half of them, more than half of them, have experienced that sexual assault before they were even 30.
Yep.
Also, here's a nice statistics. It's, let me do the math. 17.6% of all women have been sexually assaulted. Of those 17.6%, 14.8% are completed and 2.8% been attempted. rape is way more likely to succeed than you think.
Sadly. Because it can be done in like several different ways, right? Because it's either forced on you or it's manipulated out of you. I was done the latter over the former.
Here's a comparison to men. 3% of American men, 1 in 33, have experienced an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime. We're just talking in an entirely different ballpark here. 1 out of 10 rape victims are male. It's not that women are ignoring the fact that men can be rape victims, or it's not that women are pretending that male rape doesn't happen. It's just, if you look at the numbers, there is a justified reason to be scared of this. And just since I'm reading off numbers, 21% of all transgender, genderqueer, or non-confirming people have been sexually assaulted, compared to 18% of transgender, genderqueer, non-conforming people. For females, or 4% of non-transgender, genderqueer, non-conforming males. And we're talking just sexual assaults here. Ask any woman, if she has ever been catcalled in public, or been the victim of sexual violence in terms of words, because words can be violence too. Like, I'm sure there is maybe 1 in 100 women out there who has never been catcalled or been told, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you."
I had someone bark at me the other day as I was walking to my university.
God, those are the worst.
Like, he was driving past on this 30-mile-per-hour road, probably going a 40, and he barked at me. I was like, what the fuck was that?
See, Prey, that's the problem. It's not about you. As hard as it is to hear, it's specifically not about you. It's about women and the fact that women are uncomfortable and in danger. It's not that people run up to you and are assaulting or insulting you specifically. You as a person do not matter to this entire statistic and argument and discussion. That's unfair, but that's how broad discussions work. It's just not about you. And if you make it about you, you're part of the problem. Easy as is.
Obviously, it's not to invalidate you, because there are people that come in and they're like, oh, but what if this was me, or what if this was da 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 da. It's not a personal question. They're not saying, what if you met this person or a bear in the woods, would you go with them?
Yeah.
If they said, now this is an argument that I saw in a video, if they said, would you rather be in the woods with Bear Grylls or a bear? Obviously,
Bear
you're gonna
Grylls.
pick the survivalist. Exactly. The hypothetical is a hypothetical because it's a
about-
random bear or a random man.
Yeah, the thing is, the real question that gets asked is, which statistic would you rather play? The bear attack statistic or the rape violence statistic? Pick your poison. And the reason is just bears are less likely to attack you than men. That's that's just a statistical fact.
I did look at the statistics, and I don't know, I can't remember the exact percentage. However, the amount of bear attacks that result in death is significantly lower than a bear attack that you would survive.
Let's just see. So, apparently, there is about 27 bear attacks in the year in the US. Roughly.
I think I read up, it said like only one.
Let me read this
one
entire
every year?
article
Hold
so I
on.
don't say anything wrong.
So one fatal bear, black bear. So this is a specific type of bear.
So in 2022,
fatal.
there have been 27 bear attacks in the entirety of the US.
Uh-huh.
Do we need to look at how many sexual assault attacks there were in the US in 2022?
I don't know if we should look up that statistics. We're gonna
How
be
many
put on a fucking
attacks?
list.
How many sexual assault cases 2022 US? In 2022, about 442,754 women were raped or sexually assaulted in the US. I'm taking the fucking bear! I'm just so over this whole people taking this discussion personal. That's my problem with it all. Like, yes, we can sit here and discuss the statistics and the realities of it and the dangers women face and the fact that you can't go through a park at night because you have to be scared that something's gonna happen to you, or the fact that you walk to your car with your fucking car key in your hand held like a fucking knife because you have to be able to defend yourself. We can talk about all this, but at the end of the day, the real problem is that these arguments have been made a million times and men still take it personal. And I don't understand it.
Yeah. And speaking from my standpoint, where I know self-defense and I'm pretty sure I can hold my own, I'm still very cautious at night. I'm very paranoid. When I'm outside alone, I will. I literally went to go and I went to my car just to test out an air pump at 1 a.m. and I could care less if I was awake at 1 a.m. up to 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the house because I know I'm safe. But when I went outside, the amount of times that I heard a noise or the amount of times I just looked over my shoulder just to make sure I was still alone is crazy.
Do you ever walk at night with both headphones of your music in?
No, never.
Yeah,
if I'm walking out in daytime with only one ear. I don't even walk with both ears in.
Definitely not at nighttime.
Definitely
I use
not at
both
night.
headphones at day, but not at night.
I only use both headphones when I'm in a crowded space, so like the train or whatnot, or on the bus. But if I'm walking, I have one ear in because I don't know who's gonna walk past me. I don't know who's gonna do whatever the fuck. There's a lot of pickpockets, you know.
Like, I'm just gonna say, men can take this whole discussion serious when they have to experience the same things as women. That's just it. Like you can take this whole thing personal when you have to go out at night and you have to be scared that someone attacks you because of your gender. You can be personally offended by the whole bear versus men situation when you clutch your car keys at night because you're scared, when you avoid the park, when you deliberately take longer routes because they take you through densely populated areas, when you go home earlier because you know that you're gonna be going down a lonely road and you don't want it to be 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. Men be like dude nice balls when they walk by each other.
But going off this conversation, going back to what Prey said about witches, I kind of want to go on to that because that is kind of funny to talk about. Because witches back in the day were revered for like magic and being evil, right? But then you get the Wiccans of today that don't say anything because they're not in the forefront, and then you get those quote-unquote spiritualists that say they're married to ghosts.
Hi, Coffee. No, it's not the spiritualists that are married to ghosts that are cool. Have you seen the woman that married the Eiffel Tower and then divorced it later because it was cheating on her?
What the? Wait, what? No, wait, no, I've never seen that. That's so funny. I'm gonna marry an inanimate. It's you know what? This sounds like Ollie London. You know when he married the fucking Jimin cardboard and then divorced the Jimin cardboard.
Erica Labrie, who married the Eiffel Tower more than 10 years ago. According to her, she tends to have sexual attraction towards inanimate objects.
What did she think the Eiffel Tower is doing? Cheating on her?
Apparently I took that wrong. Apparently it was not her.
Oh.
Erika Eiffel, born Labrie, also known as Aya, is an American competitive archer and advocate for object sexuality. She married the Eiffel Tower in a commitment ceremony in 2007.
You know what's crazy? Is that you can do whatever you want. What the fuck am I doing?
Breaking
It's
stuff,
just-
apparently.
My hand.
The
my
Snape
arm,
wives, not the Snape wives.
The thing is, right? With people who are attracted to objects, I could care less about them because they're not hurting anybody. They just have their own interests. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect anybody.
Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm having whiplash though reading this. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of her or anything, but the sentence, her 20-year relationship with the Berlin Wall inspired the musical theater production Erika's Wall. That sentence just gave me whiplash.
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's fucking stupid.
She encountered the Eiffel Tower in 2004 and said she felt an immediate attraction. She
Uh-huh.
told ABC News that she and others felt an inner connection to objects. It comes perfectly normal to us to connect on various levels, emotional and spiritual and also physical for some.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sure. Whatever makes you happy. I mean, it's an object. It's not like she's hurting anyone with it, so do whatever you want. As long as you're not committing sexual acts with the Eiffel Tower in public, I don't care.
She visits the Eiffel Tower at night just to do the hanky-panky.
Things I don't want to think about.
But yeah, there was this girl who claimed that she is in a relationship with a ghost. I was just watching a video about it the other day and I thought it was really stupid, and I said that it's people like these that make people who practice spirituality or people who contact the spirits look like a joke. And it's incredibly insulting to the dead.
Yes, it's insulting to the dead. We're talking about real people here.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't even know if the ghost that she's in contact with is a real person.
I don't know.
She could just
I'm
be conjuring
saying,
this up in her head.
If you're a medium that talks with ghosts and you say that people that have relationship with ghosts make you seem like a clown, oh boy, I don't know. Have you ever seen the subreddit r/self-aware-wolf? It's just, oh no, you can't legitimately go out and be like, I'm a medium, I talk to ghosts, but if you date ghosts and you are the problem, make me look like an idiot, like, don't worry, you managed to look like an idiot all on your own.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with practicing spirituality. I myself being a practitioner of spirituality, but
yeah, but it is a deeply
it
personal
is,
thing.
Yes, it is. For sure it is. It really depends person to person how deep they go into spirituality. I'm very much on the shallow end. But these people make our practice very much seem like it's not a serious thing. And I tell you, when you're looking you're looking at the way they dress, it is so stupid. Because on one side you have the goth bitch, and then on the other side you have the floral. It's like they're trying to cater to two sides of witchcraft while also being insulting to spirituality. So that's what the moaning ghost last night was.
For me, it's horrible. I don't think spirituality or religion, for that matter, should be a public thing. Like, I'm at this point firmly in the camp of if you feel the need to tell others constantly or present to others how spiritual you are or how Christian you are or how Muslim you are, reevaluate why you're doing it. Are you really doing it because you are a believer in this thing? Or are you doing it to present a version of yourself to others? I think religion, spirituality, even atheism should be a thing that is entirely personal and doesn't need to be talked about. I don't want to see any fucking what's the word? I don't want to see any crosses in classes anymore. I don't want to see publicly subventioned religious lessons in school. I don't want to hear your church bells ringing, and I don't want to hear your muezzin singing. I do not want to know what your theistic ideas are, simply because it's for you. It's not for me. I don't care. Keep it to yourself.
I do think that I agree with all your points there. However, I don't agree with the education side. I think religious education can be quite important into understanding what, very roughly, what the other person is in the belief of. I think that is quite important to the understanding of other people.
Because what we have here in Germany, so here in Germany we have two types of classes, right? You have, for the Christians, you have religion. Because Germany still pretends it's a religious country, even though we have like 30% Muslims nowadays. I don't think it's that many, but you get the drift. Then on the other side, you have ethics. And in ethics class, you also roughly go over every religion, right? So you learn what is Christianity, what is Muslims, what is Buddhism, etc. You don't need a religion class to be able to understand a religious person. That is what an ethics class is for. But an ethics class also teaches you things like, hey, why are our laws the way they are? What is the ethical background to our moral decisions that we made and put them into law? And I think that's way more valuable than teaching you, oh, murder is bad because God says so.
Your education system is definitely very different from ours. Because when I took religious education back in school, because it was compulsory, it was very much more on the ethics side, I suppose. More on the ethics and history side, where we learned about the religion itself rather than anything else. I think it is important for people to understand the religion on a surface level, so that they can understand the person that's coming from said religion, so that they can understand, oh, this is kind of why they think this way, instead of, why do you think this way, you know?
I just personally don't believe that if we are to succeed as a species, religion cannot have a place in public discourse anymore.
Yeah. It really shouldn't be a factor in public discussion, but it is.
Regrettably.
I just saw Star Sign Girls.
Oh god.
I'm
sorry, Phantom, I can't talk to you. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh no, my mom's a Scorpio.
Oh, of course you can't get along with her because all Scorpios are unenjoyable asshats.
And then all Leos are big-headed narcissists. Always leading, always successful. Bro, have you seen me? Broke ass bitch. Oh my god. Starshine girls are crazy.
You
like
have,
they
such Taurus energy.
That's funny because my little brother's a Taurus. I fucking hate that. I think the only thing in a Taurus behavior that he keeps is his fucking anger management.
What is your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Oh my god, that's such a Leo thing to say. No, we're talking about how religion and spirituality, and for that matter, star sign girls, should not be part of the public discourse when it comes to laws and how we treat people.
Oh my god, I was literally there's a show. I don't know what this show is, but it's a space show where these people went to a dinner meeting with some people from a planet that is ruled by the stars. and then the two characters said when their birthday was, and they were like, holy shit, they're this star sign. Arrest them immediately! And then they go to a camp full of these people that are born within this horoscope. Yeah, under this specific horoscope. And it's like, why did you arrest them? And they're like, because they're this. What was the word? Like, the star sign. Can't remember.
Man,
I think it was
I really enjoy hanging out with you, and I feel a romantic connection with you. But regrettably, you were born in November, so we can't date because I was born in March.
Now, in all honesty, I find horoscopes very interesting. I don't revolve my relationships and the way I act around them, though. I like reading about them. I think it's quite fascinating. But to revolve your life around star signs is crazy. It is crazy. So, cause what if you're compatible with the person, like as is, without knowing their star sign, and then you decide to read up on their star sign, and you're like, oh, we're not compatible, sorry. That's stupid. That is stupid. I will say it again, stupid. I'll even call you stupid, okay? I'll do it in Spanish, pendejo.
You can't just call people that. You know, at the end of the day, if you let date of birth dictate, and I'm not talking about like year of birth, okay? Year of birth is still very important in relationships, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. Do not take this as
Chinese
in
zodiac?
any way, shape, or no, just don't take this in any way, shape, or form as age is just a number bullshit. I am not endorsing pedophilia in any way.
God.
If you are into little kids, please get help. What I mean is, if you look at a possible romantic partner and your first thought is, I wonder which month they're born in, please talk to your therapist. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like, wherever someone is born doesn't tell you shit. It tells you when their parents fucked. Congratulations. You now know when their parents had sex.
I think it's really
That's such an Ares thing to say. I can't believe you wrote Ares as in the fucking God of War.
I was gonna say you mean like gun in Valorant.
I think he used text-to-speech and it made Ares into Aries.
That's funny.
Hi, Xeria. How's my favorite
Z.
bottom doing? That's Scorpio.
I hate.
Oh my god.
This is Scorpio. It's all over. I really don't like it when people dictate whether or not you'll be friends or you'll be a boyfriend or girlfriend to a specific person because of the star sign. I think that's, again, a very stupid argument. You can read up on it. It's fine. But to dictate your whole life around it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do the stars talk to you? Like, do they?
Mm-hmm.
I like reading about them.
Talk to me and they say you're a bitch-ass bitch.
I do get curious from time to time, so I will go read about compatibility between one star sign and the other. But that is just it, curiosity and reading about it. I sometimes read about my compatibility with my family because it's familial love and whatnot. So I like to read up about it. And there are things like, oh, I should be getting along really well with my middle brother. I fucking despise my middle brother. and then there's the, oh, you shouldn't be getting along with your little brother, or you shouldn't be getting along with your sister. I get along with those two just fine. So it really doesn't fucking matter what the other thing says, because it's just not true. What is this based on? What is it written on? Like, what is telling you this is definitely true? There are coincidental aspects of it that would be true. However, not everything is true. It's like, I'm just taking mine as an example since I've read up a lot about it. It's like saying Leos are born to be leaders. Leos are born to be confident. I am none of those things. I am a very quiet individual who sits in the corner and says nothing.
Oh no.
And in a group setting, I'm not the leader. In a group setting, I will take charge, sure. However, I will only take charge if prompted. I don't do it automatically.
Jesus Christ, in unrelated news, I just got sent the most unhinged product picture. I'm actually gonna pull this onto the stream because, like, look at this. A friend of mine just sent me this via WhatsApp, and like, what the fuck am I looking at? So this is a product picture on Amazon for these light up chopsticks, Star Wars style. But just look at her unhinged eyes.
Oh my, what the fuck? Oh my god, that's terrible. Who advertised it like that?
Just
also,
imagine waking up and this is the first thing you see.
That's terrifying.
I'm so sorry for the model, but like, what the fuck?
That's terrifying.
That is genuinely terrifying.
Who was the camera director that told her to do that? Because that is so scary.
It's scary as shit. Me when food. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just got sent this and like, what the fuck?
No, you're fine.
That is like legitimately the most scary thing I've been sent in a while.
That is scary. Can you imagine if they sent that to you in the middle of the night, you open it, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm so glad I saw it now. That person was high on cocaine at the time. I think that's kid made. But yeah, I don't get people either who have to like put their entire life after the stars. It's like weird. So my biological father, he has this girl or girlfriend of his life partner, who is one of the main reasons why we don't have any contact anymore. She believes in this whole like stars thing, and she is like an alternative therapist. And at some point, my progenitor has decided to talk me down into accepting and trying to go to therapy with her, because that's not an unhealthy balance in the relationship. But so in our first therapy session, she did an entire star calendar sign thingy for me, where she looked at the stars the moment I was born. And then she came like, yeah, Neptune was like in decline, and that's why you are like this and that. And I was just sitting there like, I really want to punch you. I really want to punch you so badly right now.
It's so dumb.
It's so like she legitimately tried to explain that I have attachment fears because I was born when that star was in retrograde. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't have attachment fears. I was physically abused as a child. It's like, what? You're taking the entirely wrong conclusions from my behavior. I don't have attachment fears. I'm scared of men.
I've been assaulted. I think I'm valid in my fears of being attached to people.
I have had so many negative experiences with men that were based on violence. Like, I had 2 alcoholic stepfathers who like beat the ever-loving fuck out of me. I was like sexually assaulted by men. I was attacked by men and pushed in front of a car. Is it possible that maybe I don't have attachment fears? A, because I'm not straight, and B, because I don't have attachment fears. I'm just scared of men. It's like, yeah, but you have never dated a man So you must have attachment fears. A, I have dated men. B, I just wouldn't marry one.
I feel like that's a stupid argument saying like you have attachment fears because you've never dated a man. What about a woman? What about a non-binary? What about just a person in general? Hello?
Like, my last serious relationship was almost 4 years long, but I have attachment fears. Don't forget that.
Crazy.
We don't
Crazy how that
discriminate here.
works.
Kids can have cocaine. The kids can have
my
cocaine
God.
as a little treat.
Yeah, it's called sugar.
Oh God. How much sugar can one kid take in one day? Let's find out.
Woo!
I think I did a bad thing last week.
Well, what did you do?
So, you know how kids shouldn't have too much sugar?
Yeah?
I was at the store and this kid in front of me tried to buy candy and didn't have all the money. So I just grabbed 2 of the packets of the candy and bought it and just gave it to the kid outside of the store. And now I realize later on I probably ruined that parent's day.
I mean, you made the kid happy.
I made the kid happy, yeah, because it was just like 2 small like sugary lollipop things. It cost like €1 for both. But now I realize it was like pure sugar and they probably ate both of them and then went home and didn't fucking sit still for the entire day.
That's funny. This
So
parent's like,
nice.
how do you get this? Who did you steal this from? Oh my god.
I know, I'm the type of person if I see like a kid having not having enough money at the checkout counter at the store and it's like a few cents or like €1, I will help them out because like I don't want to see kids sad. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean I have to watch them be sad.
Yeah.
Because like been there, done that feels horrible.
Sure.
A stranger gave them to me.
Oh my god. You're jumping from the star signs to Chinese zodiacs.
I actually don't know anything about Chinese zodiac, so please enlighten me.
So there are some similarities in the way of Chinese zodiacs and star signs. However, we don't dictate the behavior of an individual based on when they were born. We just say if they're compatible with this individual or not. But like I said, it's not something to directly follow. It's just a guideline. And it depends on how you build your relationship off of that. Like my mom and dad have incredible compatibility as a dog and a bunny. They fight on occasion, but what relationship doesn't have their arguments, right? But they've been with their long-standing relationship. So in some respects, the Chinese zodiac is more true than not, since I don't get along with a lot of my exes, but I do get along with some as friends because we're minorly compatible, just not in a relationship sense. And then I think I said earlier about the compatibility on my star sign with my little brother and my middle brother. With the Chinese zodiac, my compatibility with my middle brother is very minor compared to with my little brother, where our compatibility is fairly good. And then there's also the feng shui aspect of it, like this side of the house is better for you than this
Wait,
side,
what?
or
Your birth year dictates which side of the house is better for you?
yeah, it's a feng shui thing. Yes. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that this side of the house is better for you, because otherwise every year we'd have to change which side of the house we're on. It just means which side of the house is better for you. Like, for example, my dad's office is in a specific side of the house because it's better for him to be in that side of the house for office purposes.
That is, yeah, sure. I wouldn't have thought it went that deep.
I mean, that if you came to my house and you saw all the Buddhist decorations, I think you would realize how deep it went. Every room has something related to a certain aspect, whether it's financial or prosperity or knowledge. All of that has some place in the house. Like, for example, how we wouldn't put a cactus in our room because that would push away everybody and not just the shit people. But if you put it in a specific place like your office desk, then it pushes away any negative personnel.
I think my brain just stopped working in the middle of that. I'm gonna be real.
I will say that I'm a firm believer of like our charms and feng shui, just purely because I had the hacking situation back in April, right?
Yeah.
I had a jade ring. I still have the jade ring, but I had a jade ring. Jade is there for protection and finance. My ring broke once that its entire situation was done, as like a sign to say, yeah, this is all over. Any negative energy is kaput. You could go about your life. I told my mom, and she was like, yeah, you're fine now, just be a little more cautious. It made me sad I lost the ring for that shit, but it can't be just a coincidence that after I finished all my scans and resetted my PC that my ring broke.
You can just push away about anyone with a cactus if you're good at throwing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's not that I don't believe necessarily in how it's pronounced. Please help me out.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui. Yeah, it's not that I don't necessarily believe in it. I think that it's all based on very real principles that just make sense in how you build your room. Like, I've seen so many Feng Shui videos, and when I looked at them, I was like, okay, this is just a sensible way to use the room. This just makes sense. It's not that it's necessarily super spiritual, but it just makes sense. So I'm not looking down on it. It's just for me like the whole what's the word? Like the whole spirituality aspect of it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, which is fine. It is a good way to figure out how to decorate your room by placing things in certain places. But it does mean that you're doing something beneficial for yourself, whether you know it or not.
I actually have the best way, because I don't do my rooms for Feng Shui purposes. I arrange my rooms for one thing and one thing only, and that is acoustics. Because with my misophonia, if the room sounds off, I'm going insane. I rearranged my bedroom when I moved into this house 7 times until it sounded right so I could sleep in here. And even then I still sleep with earplugs because the tiniest noise will wake me up.
Oh, you're a very light sleeper.
I'm such a light sleeper when it comes to noises.
Okay, so that means if I call you in the middle of the night in Discord, you'll answer. Cool. Gotcha.
If I don't have my phone set, no, seriously, if I don't have my phone set to vibrate, I will probably wake up. I mean, I do sleep with earplugs, as I said. I haven't been able to sleep without earplugs for like the last 15 years. I shit you not.
Damn. Yeah, I have to sleep with noise.
I've grown up in such an unstable environment that I now crave silence so much that I will legitimately have, like, if something feels like noise outside, I go insane. I have one neighbor, he's like, we're in like a block house situation, right? So we have this big, we have like this big, somewhat semi-open backyard thing. Where you could build another 2 houses, but let's just ignore that.
Yeah.
But like, we have this big open backyard, and across the backyard on the other side, so an entirely different house and block, there is another guy, and he sometimes plays loud music and it goes like loud bass and shit. When I hear that, even though I have my earplugs in, I feel that and I hear that, and it drives me insane. Because I've been abused, Jake. Thank you for noticing. Go fuck yourself.
For me, I have to play noise of some kind. Cause my depression is so severe that if I don't have noise playing, although I get brilliant ideas in silence, I also get very negative thoughts in complete silence. I don't know where my mind will go, so I'd rather not risk it.
Hey, mods, can you get rid of the clown? Just permaban him. Yeah, I understand that not wanting to be in silence. For me, it's the exact opposite. Like, I just can't stand noises. The worst for me is ticking clocks. I've had moments where I lived with a friend of mine, and thank you, Phantom. I've not lived, but like I've slept at friends of mine for a week, and the first night he had a clock in his room, and after 2 hours of trying to sleep, I at some point just got up, opened the window, and chucked the clock out the window.
Oh my god. You just took it through
my
it.
misophonia legitimately makes me aggressive. Like, if there's... I'm especially bad with constant repeating noises, like clicking of a clock, or like dripping of a faulty faucet, stuff like that just makes me go insane. Like, I legitimately get aggressive over that stuff.
Which is fair.
ASMR as well. ASMR like legitimately makes me go aggro.
I am not the biggest fan of ASMR for my own reasons. I kind of don't I don't really understand it. I understand if it was like reading or just rain and nature. But if it's like, oh, I'm gonna rub your ear with this, or listen to this slime, listen to it crackle, it's a little weird.
I got used to a fan. Because in my old apartment in summer, it would legitimately get like 50 degrees Celsius and more during the summer. Because I was like in the room directly under the roof, right? And there was like no isolation. So when the summer sun burned down on the roof, I couldn't fucking live in that room. I would spend my entire summer naked in front of a ventilator or a fan. And I got used to having a fan running permanently. So even now, even though it's a relatively cool day, I'm literally sitting next to the fan and it's running. I got used to that sound.
That's fair, yeah. Something I don't understand about ASMR. I'm jumping around in conversation now.
Hit me.
Food ASMR.
People
Like,
eating?
if you're gonna... No, just food ASMR. Like, I can understand mukbangs, like, eat the food. They look delicious. But why'd you have to put the mic right up to your face and chew? You know?
Yeah, that I don't get either. What I do understand is, however, there is this type of ASMR-esque videos where they have completely silent cooking videos where it's just the sounds of the food being made. And that sounds great. That is nice for me, because for me cooking is such an integral part of my life. I love cooking, I like the sounds cooking makes. So just the sizzle of onions or the bubbling of a pot of pasta is just balsam for my soul.
Yeah, it's nice when it's just the cooking and they're not talking. With the eating, it really puts me off because
Yeah.
I'm hearing every sound you're making as you're eating. Like if I watch this person eat in a video and it's ASMR, I'm never gonna be able to like sit in front of them in a normal setting and not hear those noises amplified to 10. And that is
insane.
I don't want to say it's disgusting, but it is, because I don't like people who chew with their mouth open, so i.e. with loud chewing. Just loud chewing. No.
For me, the worst one is so the second worst one for me is food. First is repeating noises, but food noises, like if people eat and I have to hear that, it triggers my misophonia so much. Because my brother used to munch and slurp a lot as a kid.
No, so, is it a...
Yeah,
I fucking hate that.
I hate that. Like,
I fucking hate that.
It's fine if you're sitting on a table and you just happen to do it once. Like normal eating sounds are fine, but if there's just people that are just going like, it just makes me want to strangle you. Just don't.
Whatever you do, Eris, don't go to China. Everybody does that.
In China, it's good measure, but for me, it triggers my misophonia so fucking much.
It's really funny how different Asian countries are to Asian countries. So for me, I'm a Malaysian. My mother always taught me to chew with my mouth closed because it's considered rude.
Exactly.
However, in China, you do it because it means you're complimenting the chef. It's just like how in Japan, you slurp your ramen or your udon to show that you really are enjoying the taste. But my mom says, don't fucking slurp.
In medieval Europe, you would burp at the table and also munch very loudly at the table because it would signal to the chef that you're
enjoying it.
There's actually a big German quote in medieval German that says, "Warum schmatzet und furzet ihr nicht? Hat es euch nicht geschmacket?" Which translates to, "Why aren't you munching and farting? Are you not enjoying the food?"
Why aren't you passing gas?
It's like farting, burping, munching loudly were all signs that you are enjoying the food very much in medieval Europe. What wasn't okay was using your right hand to eat. So you could only eat with your left hand in medieval Europe. Yeah, because the right hand is the one you use to wipe your ass.
Oh, okay.
Well, these women talking about farting. Well, you see, I'm German and I'm very into Bavarian fart porn. It's my special fetish. Jesus Christ. Just no, don't leave me, Josh. I need you. Was it French again? Well, I think around 1800 there was a social shift in Germany. And there was this very big author called Knigge. I don't remember his full name. I think it was Johann von Knigge. And Knigge wrote a book, Adolf Freiherr von Knigge. He was a noble, and he wrote this book around 1770. So the end of the 18th century. He wrote this book about manners, and that wasn't just manners at the table, it was just manners in general, and that became so ubiquitous that it has shaped German mannerisms up until today. Like, for example, he was the first one to demand that if somebody sneezes, you say Gesundheit, which means health. So you wish them good health.
Yeah.
And he also said, like, you can't make noises while eating, you have to hold your fork and stuff like that. He made this entire book about manners, and to this day people will refer to Knigge when it is about manners. It's actually really insane.
Hmm. What a book about Bavarian fart porn. What the fuck? Wait, that's a thing?
Johann Knigge
Bavarian fart porn.
No, he didn't. Let me see the Knigge-Regeln. There's like rules on how to react when somebody sneezes. There's rules on how to greet people in the Knigge. There is the whole ladies first thing when it comes to Knigge. Knigge also says that you should definitely not do visits without prior knowledge of the people. So you should.
Well, I feel like that's the standard for anything.
Yeah, but
like, I'm going home. I wanted to like surprise return, but then I thought about it. I was like, I should probably let my parents know that I'm coming home.
And all of this, as I said, in Germany, has been written by this Johann Freiherr von Knigge, and he basically formed this German behavioral stuff so fucking much. So to this day, Knigge tells us what to do. It's actually insane. And that actually was what changed it. It was not the French, it was him.
Oh, you know something, speaking of the ladies first thing, can we talk about the chivalry is dead, quote unquote? I have something, I have a video that I watched that I wanted to talk about. It was really stupid. This woman is filming on what I assume is a bus or a train, some form of public transport, and she's taking a video of all these guys that are just sitting minding their own business, right?
And this guy, isn't she?
This guy is like taking up 2 chairs with his bag. This other guy has his bag in his lap, and then there's one guy in front of her, and she's like, chivalry is dead, guys. These guys aren't even offering me a seat. Girl, you don't look pregnant. Shut the fuck up. You don't look old or sound old. Shut the fuck up. And then she goes to this guy that's in front of her and says, hey, why aren't you offering me a seat? And this guy comes back with, you believe in equality, right? And then she's like, yeah. And he said, there you go. I'm not giving you my seat.
It's just... It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with chivalry.
She goes on a little bit before she asks this guy. She's like, no more seats being offered, no more doors being opened for you. You have to get out of the car yourself. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Are you not a normal functioning human being?
Yeah, I think it's honestly a good thing that this whole idea of chivalry has died off. Because in reality, all it does is put women into a situation where they are seen as, or put into a position of unable to do anything myself, you know? Oh no, I need a man to open the car door for me, or I need a man to open this door for me, or I need a man to do this and that and this for me. It's like, you're a functioning human being. You wanna be treated just the same. I wanna be treated just the same. I don't need a man to be a perfect attender for my needs. Like, no.
It's like, I don't need special treatment just because I'm a woman. Like, I can do things myself. I don't need a man to open a door for me. I think it's nice and polite if someone was to open the door for me. I even sometimes hold the door for other people. I think it's nice, a kind thing to do. But a kind gesture is something that should not be begged out of a person, because then it's not a kind gesture. Yeah, it shouldn't be based on gender either. But if you have to beg a kind gesture out of someone, that's not a kind gesture anymore.
For me, the weirdest one is like the whole bus seat thing, because at least in Germany there's this unwritten rule that you don't sit next to someone at the bus, because Germans don't like sitting next to each other. It's like personal space and shit. But if I notice that I'm sitting on a double seat and there's space next to me and there is people standing, then I will take my bag and make myself smaller and say, hey, here is a free seat so people can sit. So
I think I don't mind when people sit next to me on the bus or a train. I
yeah.
could care less, really. The
No,
only
I
problem I
hate
have
it.
is when this guy came to sit next to me and he sat on my coat.
No, I fucking hate
That's
when
my
people.
only issue.
I,
It's like,
I
yeah, there's a
just
seat
fucking
there, but
hate
you
it.
could have at least let me move my coat.
I hate sitting next to people on the bus. It makes me uncomfortable. But even I will offer it to other people because it's the fucking right thing to do. And you
Yeah.
don't need to be a certain gender for me to offer you a seat. Obviously, I will prefer to offer the seat to someone who obviously needs it, like a pregnant woman or an elderly person. But or I am the type of person to get up on the bus and offer my seat to an older person, you know? But if the bus is full, I'm gonna make space for you. It's just like none of that has anything to do with chivalry. Holds the door
It's
just
just
slightly open, so you have to squeeze through.
it's just a kind gesture. It's really nothing more than that. But to say chivalry is dead is ridiculous.
I think it's good that chivalry is dead.
Yeah, for sure, but I still think it's a little ridiculous to say that because there are some men who still are in the belief of chivalry and still will do it. So chivalry is not necessarily dead, it's just a rarity.
For me, it's like I feel like I'm being looked down upon when men constantly need to open doors. I mean, like, I'm thankful the first time. I'm thankful the second time, but the third time I'm starting to think, you think I can't open this myself?
Well, if it's by the same person, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I had this friend, we don't talk anymore, but like, he would constantly, legitimately, like, start speeding up before we reached the door and would open the door for me.
Okay, yeah,
After the
that's
third
a
time, I
little
was like,
extreme,
you
yeah.
know I can open the doors myself, you don't need to start running. And he would still do it, and at some point I just took him to the side and was like, yo,
You need to stop.
I have two working hands, please. Stop. If you happen to arrive at the door before me and you hold it open every now and then, that's fine. You do not need to open every door for me. I am not incompetent.
Yeah. It's the incapability. I have to do this. It's like I don't care if someone doesn't open the door for me to get into the car. I'll open it myself. I actually saw this one where this woman was going on a date with this guy that she met online, and he drove to her for 2 hours or an hour or two
dear.
to get to her, and she's all like, you should open the door for me. You should come out and open the door for me. I'm not getting in this car. I'm not touching the car door. It's really ironic she says that, actually, because as the video goes on, he does open the door for her from inside the car, and she shuts it. She shuts it and said, no, no, no. You have to come out of the car and open it for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If that is your idea of the power dynamic a relationship should be built on, then you're not going to last long in any relationship.
Just FYI to everybody, though, he did drive away.
Yeah, I think I know the clip you mean.
Yeah?
When he just closes the door and then just leaves.
Yeah, yeah. No, he let her in after doing what she told him to do, and then he opened the door and was like, "No, come out. I have something to show you. Come out." And then she comes out of the car. He closes the door, gets back in the car, and says, he doesn't say this exactly, but essentially, this was a waste of my time, and drove off.
Good for him.
Yeah, I agree, because he just dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Is crazy. Some people are
crazy.
It's crazy how privileged some people are to have these problems and not think about anything else except for themselves. The amount of privilege people have, they have no idea. They don't recognize their privilege, yet they are able to blow very minor, very small things out of proportion. Because why? Because they are privileged, because they have no wrong in their world, so they have to make a wrong because they want a negative just so that they can have clout, I guess, in this day and age, because you can do anything on TikTok.
I don't think TikTok is the issue.
Well, in general, TikTok's just a primary example of being able to say whatever you want and not have too much a consequence other than people disagreeing with you in the comment section. Because you can just pick up your phone, film something for like a minute or two about what you want to talk about, and put your phone away after you post it.
I think at the end of the day, reality and social media are very often very far apart, and that is something many people just don't get. Especially younger people need to understand that social media doesn't necessarily always depict the truth. Like, for example, for me, guys, I go on Twitter and I go, oh, I really want to hold hands and make out with you. I'm not talking about you directly. If we meet in real life, I'm not making out with you. It's the same with people on social media. They will post whatever the fuck they want on TikTok. That's not necessarily how they act in real life.
It's really sad when they do, though.
And when they act like that in real life, you know that they're completely internet-brained.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same with me. Just because I'm typing in like, oh, who wants to be like this? Insert sexual picture here with me. I'm not necessarily saying that because I want that to happen in real life, but you can imagine it. You're more than welcome to imagine it. It's never gonna happen, but you can imagine it. I'll definitely spend time with you if you pay for my time.
All I'm saying
£20 an
is...
hour. Sorry, not £20. $20 an hour. There you go.
Hey man, $20 is $20.
Yep. True. Well. Yeah.
But reality is, social media and reality will very often differ, and it's important to understand the differences. And many people will go online and pretend to have this perfect life and pretend to have it all figured out, but the big secret of life is that we're all idiots and nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Nobody.
Ace family.
Huh?
You ever heard of the Ace family?
Nah.
So they're a family YouTube channel that portrayed themselves as this perfect family with a perfect house and a perfect life. However, their house got foreclosed. Shit happened. And then we have another family channel called, I don't remember what it's called, but the mom got arrested for child abuse.
Fucking great.
Imagine that.
Yeah, reality and social media very often go to very different ways.
Yeah, the child had to run to a neighbor's house to ask for food and help.
I remember that. I saw fucking documentation about it.
Yeah.
Like, super
Jodie Hildebrandt.
Yeah. Wasn't there like big child abuse and one of the kids being like locked in a trash, like a safe room? Like
I'm not sure.
Safe?
I'm not sure about that since I don't have the entire details, but I know that before the mom met her associate that also got arrested, she was already doing some kind of abuse because their teenage son would do something and they would punish him severely. He didn't have a bed for 3 months at one point, like and then he went out to live in the forest for several weeks for a camp for doing what? For taking away his little brother's phone for a couple seconds. That's crazy.
It's genuinely insane.
Like I know I'm an advocate for disciplinary action to your child. However, I don't mean to abuse your child in that way, because that is insane. That is mentally debilitating, and that is just straight up abuse.
Yeah, that's abuse. That's just flat out abuse. There's like no discussion for that. All I've heard from family vlogs, the one family that tried to adopt a child.
Oh my god, I know that one. Okay.
Yeah, they tried to adopt a kid, and they got told by social services that they could not show the kids in videos, so they fucking cancelled the adoption because they couldn't use the child for views.
There was a couple of families that did this actually. So there's the one that you mentioned where they wanted to adopt from, I think it was Thailand, and Thailand said that they have a policy where you can't show the child within this amount of months, because they want to make sure that the kid is fully integrated in the family, or something like that. And they were like, nah, we canceled the adoption. And that is fucking crazy that they did that just purely
Really,
because
it's insane.
they couldn't, yeah, like purely because they couldn't show the kid on camera. And then another one was they adopted a autistic Chinese kid. They quote unquote didn't realize he was autistic, and when they lived with him, they said that they didn't realize he was autistic. However, the people that they adopted him from did say that he was special needs, and then they were like, oh, we didn't realize how much special needs he was, so we just sent him away.
You mean you just sent him away?
Like they put him up for adoption.
So
I think they either sent him, no, they sent him back. They sent him back.
Insane. How fucking heartless can you be?
Yeah. And
But I'm gonna be
he
real
looked
here. There
Yeah.
is certain things you can buy for content.
Mhm.
Like a new microphone, a green screen, better
an
camera.
iPhone.
Kids are not part of your streaming expenses. Don't go and adopt a kid for shits and giggles so you can make views. Oh my god.
Well, kids or animals. Unless you're a snake person, in which case, yeah, okay.
Hey,
Have you seen like snake breeding videos? It not snakes breeding, but I mean like when they
yeah, I have
breed
seen
snakes.
quite a few snakes breeding.
Oh, I guess you would, yeah. No, but like those people, the snake breeders, when they like show a clutch of eggs and they're like, oh, this is how I do it, that works for me, and then we'll see how this clutch is doing, da 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 da. I find those videos kind of nice. It's educational. Like, did you know that snake eggs are not solid like bird eggs?
I know, yeah.
Oh yeah, you lay them, don't you? Sorry.
I don't let sorry? What gave you the idea that I lay eggs?
Do you not? Do you give live birth? Are you a live birther?
We talked about this before, the boobs aren't real.
I know. It's tragic.
Snakes are not mammals. The
Oh no,
boob-
there is a type of snake that does give live birth.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that one. That's Jimmy. He's the weird part of the family.
He's a weird part of the family, damn. He's just the odd one out.
But yeah, we talked about this before. I'm sorry, guys. The snooba, they're not real. They are actually just fake titties that lamias use to attract male prey. So yeah, actually I do lay eggs, but don't tell anyone.
Okay. You guys know nothing.
Shall we find someone to raid? It's been 2 hours and I think Cornex wants to stream.
Oh,
Is
really?
my favorite bitch boy, is he already streaming?
No idea. He stopped chatting a while ago.
Hey, one
I didn't realize it'd been 2 hours.
I'm just gonna check in with him really quickly, because he said he wanted to stream Monster Hunter. I'm just not sure if he has started a stream already. Where is my boy?
Man, I'm gonna go and shower and then pack the rest of my
Shower?
shit.
Are you stinky?
No, I'm not stinky, but I did wake up and come straight to my computer after brushing my teeth because
I'm
of
utilizing
TikTok.
the company.
True.
So, guys, tomorrow, 3 p.m., so the same time as today with cooking stream, I'm going to make risotto tomorrow on stream, so if you're interested in that, tune in for the cooking streams. Thank you for the hat pets. Anyway, what were we talking? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make risotto tomorrow. We're making delicious spring risotto with green asparagus and zucchini and peas and some mint. So that's gonna be nice. Aside from that, Phantom, what's going on in your streams?
So tomorrow it's not necessarily my stream. However, it is our 1 year anniversary for Anthony and Beast the musical. So if you guys want to tune in and come hang out with me and the other voice actors and our directors, do come by to Anthony and Beast. I'll be tweeting about it anyways. And then Monday I'm doing my usual. Also, I have a new voice acting gig. So if you're into NSFW games, stay tuned. The announcement will come soon.
Wait, you get actually hired for not safe for work game?
I auditioned for it, so I was one of the best auditions. They said.
Nice.
So I have a part in that game, so I will soon be in a game. Hee. I will announce that on my NSFW Twitter because it's a not safe for work stuff.
You have a not safe for work Twitter?
Yes.
Why do I not know about your secret second Twitter?
I didn't really announce it. I just put it in. When I made it, I didn't really say much about it. I just put it on my crime board, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just censored. Yeah, I did put it on my crime board. I don't think I tweeted about it, but I'm putting more saucy things over there instead. So like Fansly announcements and maybe NSFW audios, any new ones that come out, that is.
Well, guys, did you know that we have a community Discord where you can hang out with people like Phantom if she ever graces the voice chat with her appearance, or Corex, or me. We are almost every day in voice chat. You can hang out with us. All pings are opt-in, so you will never get ping spammed. Aside from that,
well, you get ping spammed by Moa.
Yeah, Phantom doesn't know how to treat pings. And if you enjoyed today's content, leave a follow. It would be much appreciated. We do tea time every weekend, every Saturday at 3 p.m. German time. Aside from that, drink some water, you dehydrated raisins, and be excellent to each other. I'm your Snommy, and I'm gonna get some fucking rest now.
Yeah.
Thea, why are you never joining us in VC?
Well, cause I'm in another VC all the time, hanging out with the love of my life.
What is Fia's excuse?
I don't know.
Anyway, I heard we're gonna spank Fia now.
Nice. Can I join? I have a whip. No, sorry, a paddle.
Is it a yaoi pedal?
No, it says slut on it.
Good, then you can join. Shut the fuck up, Fia. You are part of the community and you do deserve to be there. Anyway, we're gonna
Everybody who joins deserves to be there.
I hope you all had fun. I really
Unless
need to
you lost the privilege.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you for joining. Can't see me wave.